Welcome to another episode of the INST2 podcast channel. Today, we're diving deep into the world of risk analysis techniques for smart decision making. So let's get started, shall we? Decision making, right? It's filled with uncertainties and potential risks, especially in business and our everyday lives. The stakes, they're high, and the complexities. They need a methodical, informed approach. And that's where risk analysis comes in. It's an indispensable tool in our problem-solving arsenal. By identifying, evaluating, and prioritizing potential risks, we can formulate strategies that mitigate downsides and optimize decision-making efficacy. So today, we're going to explore the world of risk analysis techniques and how they lead to smarter, more informed decision-making. We aim to furnish you, our listeners, with a foundational understanding bolstered by practical methods for assessing and handling risk in various contexts. All right, let's delve into the fundamentals of risk management. It's a multifaceted discipline crucial for the stability and success of projects, businesses, and strategic initiatives. At its core, risk management involves identifying potential problems that could threaten the essential objectives of a project or enterprise and putting measures in place to avoid, minimize, or mitigate the impacts of those risks. The role of risk analysis within the spectrum of risk management is crucial, serving as the detective work that unveils potential threats before they can manifest. This analytical phase lays the groundwork for more proactive elements of risk management, allowing for preemptive action rather than reactive scrambling. Without risk analysis, risk management would be akin to navigating a minefield without a map, perilous and imprudent. Now, the comprehensive process of risk management encompasses several other closely related fields, most notably decision analysis and risk assessment. These interconnected disciplines collectively contribute to an organization's ability to handle uncertainties effectively. Decision analysis provides the structural and logical framework for making complex decisions in the face of uncertainty, while risk assessment deals with the systematic approach to identifying and evaluating risks associated with particular decisions or operations. When interwoven effectively, these practices empower organizations to make decisions that are not only informed but strategic and resilient. Let's talk about comprehensive techniques for effective risk analysis. First up, qualitative risk analysis methods. This approach relies on the judgment and experience of experts to assess potential threats. Techniques like SWOT analysis, which scrutinizes an organization's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, are staple qualitative tools. Expert judgment and brainstorming sessions in conjunction with systematic approaches like the Delphi method serve to aggregate diverse insights and foster consensus among stakeholders. This level of analysis is especially useful in the early stages of project planning or when venturing into new and unstudied territories where precise numerical data may not yet be available. However, it's important to note that the subjective nature of such analysis and its reliance on human perception mean that it is vulnerable to biases and inconsistencies. Thus, while qualitative methods can provide a valuable overview of the risks present, they are often bolstered by more objective, quantitative techniques to ensure a well-rounded risk assessment. Speaking of quantitative risk analysis methods, they put numbers to the risks, providing a more objective and measurable approach to understanding potential threats. Techniques like decision tree analysis help dissect the pathways of decision-making, mapping out potential outcomes and associated probabilities in a structured manner. Monte Carlo simulations are another cornerstone of quantitative analysis. By running a vast number of simulations, taking random samples from input probabilities and impacts, these simulations provide a statistical distribution of possible outcomes, allowing decision makers to understand variability and the likelihood of different scenarios. Similarly, sensitivity analysis probes the impact of variations in inputs on the final outcome, highlighting which factors have the most sway on the decision or project at hand. Quantitative techniques can furnish a stark picture of the potential consequences of risks, but they require robust data. Their deployment, therefore, must be founded on accurate and reliable information. Furthermore, numerical precision does not negate the need for managerial judgment. It merely informs it with empirical evidence, allowing for smarter and more strategic decision-making. Now, let's look at hybrid approaches to risk analysis in the dynamic field of risk management. Hybrid approaches have emerged that mesh both qualitative insights and quantitative rigor. These methodologies seek to capitalize on the strengths of each type of analysis while mitigating their respective limitations. Failure mode and effects analysis, a FEAN. For example, employs qualitative assessments to prioritize risks quantitatively through risk prioritization numbers, blending subjective expertise with an objective prioritization system. The use of a risk matrix, which classifies risks according to their likelihood and impact, represents another hybrid technique. While the definitions of likelihood and impact may initially be qualitative, they can be supported by quantitative data and analysis, resulting in a more informed risk prioritization tool. Selecting the right mix of qualitative and quantitative elements often depends on the specific context of the decision or project and the information available. The incorporation of a varied toolkit of hybrid methods can enable a comprehensive and nuanced view of the risk landscape, enabling decision makers to balance intuition and empirical analysis in their risk management strategies. And after the diligent process of identifying and analyzing risks, the next crucial step is to implement risk mitigation strategies. These strategies are designed to reduce the likelihood of a risk occurring or to lessen its impact should it occur. They are essential components of a proactive risk management plan, ensuring that potential problems are addressed before they can have adverse effects. Strategies take various forms, such as risk avoidance, transfer, acceptance, or reduction, and their application is typically informed by the findings of the preceding risk analysis. For instance, an organization may decide to purchase insurance to transfer financial risks or to establish redundant systems as part of a risk reduction strategy. These interventions must be carefully considered and tailored to the specific nature and scale of the risks involved. Highlighting real-world applications of these strategies can underscore their value. For example, considering how a company navigated a potential supply chain disruption by diversifying its supplier base can provide a concrete illustration of risk mitigation in action. By linking theoretical concepts with actual cases, the abstract principles of risk mitigation become tangible and relatable, validating their relevance in smart decision-making processes. In conclusion, throughout this discourse, we have navigated the complex terrain of risk analysis and its critical role in smart decision-making. A clear appreciation has been developed for both qualitative and quantitative techniques, along with the innovative hybrid approaches that enhance the efficacy of risk management practices. We have underscored the indelible link between robust risk analysis and the development of sound risk mitigation strategies, affirming their collective value in forming organizations and individuals against potential adversities. The importance of rigorous risk analysis and well-planned mitigation strategies in decision-making cannot be overemphasized. They are the bedrock upon which resilient, responsive, and ultimately successful outcomes are built. As such, we call upon our listeners to embed these principles and techniques into their decision-making frameworks, for it is through such prudence that truly smart decisions are made. Further considerations. As the field of risk analysis continues to evolve, so too must our approaches and tools. Advancements in technology, changes in regulatory landscapes, and the emergence of new risks necessitate ongoing education and adaptation. It is advisable for practitioners and stakeholders to incorporate new findings and methodologies as they become available, ensuring that their risk management capabilities remain at the cutting edge. Continuous professional development, such as a problem-solving skills course or an online MBA course, can be invaluable resources in staying current with the latest risk management trends and practices. Our collective task is to nurture a culture of lifelong learning within the domain of risk analysis, fostering an environment where smart decision-making and effective risk management are not just aspirational goals, but realized standards. So that's it for today's episode. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to join us next time for more insightful discussions here at iInstitute. Until then, keep making those smart decisions. Bye.